trickling in, but we can see the remains of what appears to be a blast that took place earlier this morning. Now, some reports seem to suggest that there have been casualties in this blast that was reported from Islamabad. So, a blast reported from Islamabad's I-10/4 sector. The nature of the explosion, of course, is not clear at the moment, and some news reports suggest that the blast did take place outside a clinic in that sector, and that there have been casualties. Pictures on your screen are of the fire that resulted from the blast. We are still trying to get more details on what really happened. But we are learning that local security forces have already rushed to this spot, and this appears to be an upscale neighborhood of Islamabad is what we are learning right now. We are still trying to get more information as to what happened, but initial details that are coming in seem to suggest that this was a blast that took place in the Sector I of Islamabad. It happened outside a clinic is what we are learning right now, and that the nature of the explosion, of course, is still not known. Just to tell our viewers that this is news that's just coming in. We're still trying to get more details as to what happened, but local TV channels are reporting that a blast took place in an upscale area in Islamabad, and that there have been casualties that happened. All right, so here's what we know so far. The blast took place earlier this morning is what we are told. We don't know the number of casualties yet, but some news reports that are just trickling in seem to suggest that there have been casualties in this blast. It has taken place in an upscale neighborhood in Islamabad, and some information seems to point to the fact that it took place outside a clinic, but we are still trying to gather more details as to what happened. Well, news just coming in. The Bombay High Court has granted bail to a dismissed Mumbai cop Riazuddin Qazi, who was arrested in the Antilia bomb scare case of 2021 by the NIA. So bail being granted by the Bombay High Court in the Antilia bomb scare case. Riazuddin Qazi has been granted bail. So we are given to understand that the Bombay High Court granted bail to the dismissed Mumbai cop Riazuddin Qazi in the Antilia bomb scare case. Qazi is the second accused in the case to get bail. Sandeep has more details on this. Sandeep, good afternoon. We are learning that bail has been granted to him on furnishing a surety of 25,000 rupees, and there are also a few conditions.
Yes, the Bombay High Court has the architect Qazi, remember, he was arrested in the Antilia bomb.
All right, so that's a poor audio connection that we have with Sandeep over there, but here's what's coming in so far. The Bombay High Court has granted bail to the dismissed Mumbai cop Riazuddin Qazi, who's been behind bars in the Antilia bomb scare case. Qazi is the second accused in this case to get bail. The bench pronounced the order a while ago. Now, we are given to understand that he has been granted bail on furnishing surety of 25,000 rupees, and there are also a few other conditions that have been imposed by the court. Do remember that he was one of the two people who has been accused in this case. He was, of course, dismissed by the Mumbai police as well. Just to tell our viewers about what had happened, a gelatin-laden vehicle was found outside industrialist Mukesh Ambani's residence, Antilia, in February of 2021. The investigation in the case was later handed over to the NIA, which had dated that this entire planning of gelatin sticks was a threat note, which was led, in fact, by Mumbai's police officials. The dismissed Mumbai cop Sachin Vaze Qazi was Wazir's colleague at the time, and it was alleged that he was only following Wazir's orders. Now, there are a total 10 accused in this case, and earlier the trial court had granted bail to another accused, Naresh Kaur. I'm going to try and go back across to our correspondents to get more details on this. I think Samiksha is also joining us right now from the Mumbai news desk. So, Samiksha, give us more details in terms of what's happened.
All right, yes, the big update coming in this hour in the Antilia High Court has granted bail to the dismissed cop Riyazuddin Qazi. In fact, we have that soundbite coming in from the lawyer at this point. Let's just play out that soundbite of the lawyer.
All right, so let's in fact play out what Hasnain Qazi, the advocate for Riyazuddin Qazi, has said.
क्लाइंट है एंटिला मामले में गिरफ्तार थे आज उनको कोर्ट में क्या हुआ सुनवाई थी
कोर्ट में 2 दिसंबर को आर्ग्यूमेंट्स कंप्लीट हुए थे और कंप्लीट होने के बाद में मैटर्स को रिजर्व किया था फॉर ऑर्डर्स एंड नाउ द कोर्ट प्रोनाउंस दैट द बेल एनआई एप्लीकेशन मींस अपील वाज अलाउड मींस मेरे क्लाइंट को बेल मिल चुकी है इसका मतलब ये होता है
सर नाम बता देंगे कब से गिरफ्तार थे क्या पूरा मामला था कितना कोर्ट में क्या कुछ कितने बॉन्ड गिरफ्तार
नहीं आर्ग्यूमेंट्स तो हम लोग ने ये कहा था कि दिस इज अवेलेबल ऑफेंस अंडर सेक्शन 120B कॉन्स्पिरेसी और डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस विच आर अवेलेबल ऑफेंसेस तो हम लोग को तो एज अ मैटर ऑफ राइट बेल मिलना ही चाहिए था लोअर कोर्ट से बट समहाउ बेल नहीं मिली तो हम लोग वी फाइल एन अपील बिफोर दिस कोर्ट एंड वी गॉट द बेल
क्या क्या कंडीशन रखा कोर्ट ने बेल देते टाइम
कंडीशंस तो वो ऑर्डर आने के बाद में पता चलेंगी पहली बात तो 25,000 के श्योरिटीज पे हमको रिलीज करने बोले और सम डेज के ऊपर हम लोग को विजिट करना होगी एनआई ऑफिस
Well, let's go across to Sandeep, who's reporting on this. Sandeep, give us more details of what happened in court. We are given to understand that he's, of course, the second accused who's been granted bail.
So yes, Riyazuddin Qazi, who was in fact an associate of Sachin Wazir. Remember, he was he was the officer deputed in CIU, and that is the department which was led by API Sachin Wazir. And remember, he had the allegations of hampering the evidences, and in fact, in the Antilia bomb scare case. So he was working on the orders of Sachin Wazir, and for the same reason, he was also the part of the conspiracy. So the charges like 120B was in fact pressed against him, although the lower court, the NIA court had denied bail to Riyazuddin Qazi, but now he has been given bail by the Bombay High Court, stating that on the surety of 25,000. Apart from that, he has to also submit his passport to NIA, and also he has to be present on every Saturday. So these are the conditions that has been in fact kept these are the condition for which he has been in fact given bail by the Bombay High Court.
All right. All right, Sandeep, of course, is bringing us all those details of what happened. So, Riyazuddin Qazi, one of the dismissed cops in this Antilia bomb scare, has been granted bail. And here's a look at what else is making news this afternoon. The NIA conducted raids across Jammu and Kashmir. Over a dozen locations were raided in connection with the terror funding and support to terror infrastructure in Kashmir. BSF troops have foiled another drone intrusion in Amritsar, Punjab. BSF troops shot down the drone, which has now been seized. A search is on for contraband or weapons that were dropped using the drone. Farmers staged a protest in Punjab's Firozpur area. 10 farmer leaders were booked for electricity theft during the protest outside the liquor factory. Police has also registered an FIR against them for using electricity illegally. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has summoned EdTech Byju's CEO Ravindran over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to buy their courses. The Apex Child Rights body has asked Ravindran to appear in person today over the alleged malpractice of hard selling and mis-selling of Byju's course for students. The BRS will be holding a Mahadharna in all district headquarters today, protesting against the centre's anti-farmer policies. K. Kavita has alleged that the BJP government at the centre is forcing Telangana government to take back schemes under Manrega. India's ambassador to Russia, Pavan Kapoor, has addressed the plenary session of India-Russia Business Forum organised by the India Business Alliance in Moscow. He stressed on the need for businesses on both sides to understand and utilise new opportunities and batted for international north-south transport corridor and eastern maritime corridor. Ruchira Kamboj, India's permanent representative to the UN, spoke out in support of peace, security and prosperity. She said that India does not hesitate in raising its voice against the common enemy of humanity, such as terrorism, in the wrap-up session as India is set to exit the UNSC after a 2-year term.
During the last 2 years, we spoke out in support of peace, security and prosperity. We did not hesitate in raising our voice against the common enemies of humanity, such as terrorism. We were conscious that when we spoke in the Security Council, we were speaking on behalf of 1.4 billion Indians, or 1/6 of humanity.
Well, Jagdish Thaikla has withdrawn from the Bharat Jodo Yatra of the Congress party. Sources claim that the Congress leader may have skipped the Delhi leg of the Yatra to avoid controversy. The BJP State Vice President Shashikala Pushpa has been booked by the Thoothukudi police station under 3 sections of the IPC. The DMK had filed a complaint in the police station against the BJP leader for verbally abusing a minister and also for issuing death threats against him at a recent public event. Months after Kanhaiya Lal was brutally murdered in the Udaipur district of Rajasthan, the National Investigation Team has filed a charge sheet against 2 Pakistani nationals in connection with the case. Investigations have revealed that the accused people operated as a terror gang. All right, now Republic TV has managed to access the Nepal top court's order that has asked for the release of Charles Sobhraj on grounds that he has already served quite 2/3, I think, of the sentence that he was supposed to serve. Also, we're now getting first pictures of Charles Sobhraj post the Supreme Court of Nepal ordered for his release. So pictures on your screen are of Charles Sobhraj, who will be walking free. He's, of course, linked with about 40 murders, including some of those of backpackers. Let's go across to Anamika Pandey. She has more details on this. So, Anamika, good afternoon. Pictures on our screen, of course, that have been accessed by Republic TV show Charles Sobhraj as he's going to be released from prison. Anamika, can you hear me?
हाँ नुपुर, मैं आपको सुन पा रही हूँ। अभी बस थोड़ी देर का वक्त हुआ है, करीब 5 से 10 मिनट पहले चार्ल्स सोबराज को यहाँ सेंट्रल जेल से सीधे इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट अपने साथ लेकर गए हैं अपनी कस्टडी में, क्योंकि ये कहा जा रहा है कि बिल्कुल भी नेपाल पुलिस ये नहीं चाहती है कि एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को जिसने इतने मर्डर किए हैं, जिसके ऊपर इतने सारे आरोप है, किसी एक देश में नहीं बल्कि अलग अलग देशों में, उस शख्स को खुला इस तरह से छोड़ा जाए। इसीलिए इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट अपने साथ लेकर गया है और वहां पर फ्रांस का जो पेपर वर्क है, उसका वीजा या वो तमाम चीजें वो जब पेपर वर्क हो जाएगा, करीब 4 से 5 5 दिनों में, उसके बाद ये मुमकिन है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज को फ्रांस वापस भेज दिया जाए। हमने चार्ल्स शोभराज के वकील से भी बात की है, गोपाल शिवकोटी, वो भी ये कह रहे हैं कि उसका जो अंदर एटीट्यूड रहा है, जो उसने काम किया है, जेल में उसे जो काम दिया गया, जो आश्रय रहा है, वो बहुत अच्छा रहा है। इसीलिए 20 साल की सजा जो मिली थी उसे 18 साल की सजा पूरी करने के बाद, 75% सजा पूरी करने के बाद 25% छूट के साथ उसे अब कल ही सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने रिहाई का आदेश दे दिया था। यानी कि जेल से तो रिहा हो चुका है अब, लेकिन ये इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट पर है कब उसके पेपर पूरे होते हैं और कब उसे वापस फ्रांस भेजा जाता है। लेकिन अब इसके बाद ये भी सवाल है कि क्या फ्रांस जाने के बाद उसके प्रत्यार्पण के लिए और दूसरे देश भी कोशिश करेंगे? वो देश जहां पर इसके खिलाफ मामले चल रहे हैं, चाहे वो थाईलैंड हो, चाहे वो वियतनाम हो, टर्की हो, इन सभी जगहों पर उसके खिलाफ बहुत सारे मामले चल रहे हैं। और इसीलिए अब ये कोशिश रहेगी उन लोगों की भी कि इसके प्रत्यार्पण के लिए अब फ्रांस से ये कोशिश की जाए कि वापस इसे लेकर उन जगहों पर जाया जाए जहां पर इसने इतने सारे जुर्म किए हैं, और उसी मामले में इससे अब आगे पूछताछ होगी। हालांकि बहुत लंबी सजा चार्ल्स शोभराज काट चुका है, 78 साल की उम्र, और जिस गाड़ी में उसको लेकर जाया गया, जिस वक्त उसको लेकर जा रहे थे, उस वक्त भी हमने चार्ल्स शोभराज का चेहरा देखा था। चेहरा बिल्कुल जो चार्ल्स शोभराज 70 के समय में था, 70 के समय में था, आज वो शोभराज नहीं रहा है, लेकिन उसके चेहरे पर वो कॉन्फिडेंस आज भी है। वो शातिर, वो मास्टरमाइंड जिसने इतने मर्डर किए, इतनी महिलाओं के मर्डर किए, जिसने ड्रग्स से लेकर दूसरे कामों में भी, दूसरे नंबर 2 के कामों में उसका हाथ रहा, उन सभी आरोपों में उस पर, चाहे वो बाहर दूसरे देशों में हो या फिर इंडिया में जिस तरह से उसने सजा काटी है, उन सभी चीजों को लेकर उसके चेहरे पर आज ऐसा कुछ दिख नहीं रहा था। बीच में बैठा हुआ था चार्ल्स शोभराज, चारों तरफ इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट के लोग थे, उससे कोई भी बातचीत नहीं की जा सकती थी। फिर भी हमने कोशिश की कि हम उससे जानने की कोशिश करें, एक आधे शब्द या कोई जवाब मिल सके चार्ल्स शोभराज की ओर से, वो कुछ बता सके कि जेल के अंदर जो कुछ हुआ वो क्या था, वो जिस अच्छे आचरण की दुहाई दे रहा था वो अच्छा आचरण क्या रहा है। फ्रांस जाने के बाद, अगर वो फ्रांस जाता है यहाँ से, जैसा कि कहा जा रहा है कि सीधे फ्रांस ही भेजा जाएगा, तो उसके बाद उसका क्या चाल चलन रहेगा, आगे वो किस तरह से अपनी नई जिंदगी शुरू करेगा, ये सब हम उससे जानने की कोशिश कर रहे थे। लेकिन अभी फिलहाल चार्ल्स शोभराज इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट के पास ही रहेगा अगले 4 से 5 दिन।
Anamika, what we were also hearing is that he's ill and he needs a surgery, and there are reports that seem to suggest that he's asked for a particular hospital in Kathmandu where he wants to be treated. So anything that you can share with us on that aspect?
हाँ, हमारे उनके वकील से बात हुई, उन्होंने कहा है कि कुछ मेडिकल प्रॉब्लम्स थी, उसका लेकर चेकअप भी हो चुका है। फिलहाल कोई भी सर्जरी या किसी तरह का कोई भी ट्रीटमेंट कम से कम काठमांडू में नहीं होगा, जो भी होगा वो फ्रांस में ही होगा। इसके पहले कुछ ट्रीटमेंट जरूर हुए हैं और इसी वजह से उन ट्रीटमेंट को लेके उसका मेडिकल प्रॉपर कराया गया है, और उस मेडिकल के बाद उसको अब वापस फ्रांस भेजने की तैयारी हो रही है। तो मेडिकल चेकअप जिसका आप जिक्र कर रही हैं, वो तमाम मेडिकल चेकअप हो चुके हैं। जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसके रिहाई के लिए, कल नेपाल के सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जब आदेश दिया था उसकी रिहाई के लिए, उसके बाद ही उसका मेडिकल हो गया था, पूरी तरह से फिट है, ये भी बताया जा रहा है। हमने उनके वकील से भी बात की, उनके वकील ये कहना है पूरी तरह से फिट है। पहले ऐसी खबरें भी थी नुपुर कि शायद ये मांग की गई थी चार्ल्स शोभराज और उनके वकील की ओर से भी कि उनको एक अलग होटल में रखा जाए। ये भी बातें कही गई थी कि पूरा एक होटल बुक किया गया था 5 स्टार, उसमें वो अपनी फैमिली के साथ रहना चाहता था, जहां कोई भी नहीं आ जा सके, लेकिन किसी तरह का कोई भी वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट कम से कम काठमांडू में उसको नहीं दिया जा रहा है। इसीलिए मेडिकल कराने के बाद जिस तरह से एक आरोपी होता है, एक अपराधी होता है, एक दोषी होता है, उसी तरह का व्यवहार करते हुए उसे यहां से लेकर गए हैं। सुबह से ही सबकी नजरें थी, हम भी लगातार नजर बनाए हुए थे कि कब यहां से चार्ल्स शोभराज को इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट लेकर जाए, क्योंकि पहले यह कहा जा रहा था कि हो सकता है उसको छोड़ दिया जाए, लेकिन जैसे कि मैंने पहले भी कहा कि इतना शातिर अपराधी जिसे खुले नहीं छोड़ा जा सकता है, इसीलिए उसे पहले इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट लेकर गए हैं। 5 दिन वहां रखेंगे, मेडिकल पूरा हो चुका है, पूरी तरह से स्वस्थ है। उसके वकील ने खुद ये बात बोली है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज पूरी तरह से स्वस्थ है, 78 साल की उम्र में भी, तो अब सीधे वो फ्रांस ही जाएगा।
All right, Anamika, of course, has managed to access those pictures that we are seeing right now on our screens of Charles Sobhraj being released from prison. What we know now is that he's been taken to the immigration department and is very, very likely to be extradited to France. To remember, he's a French national. In fact, Charles Sobhraj is responsible for multiple murders of young foreigners in the 1970s across Asia. He has been released from jail in Kathmandu. Still to come on Republic TV, Jagdish Titler is forced to withdraw from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Republic is the only channel to confront him. And a crucial health minister